We are back and we are live, and we're glad to be back. It's been a long break, and we've been, we came to you live for the draft, but I don't think we've really done much since. Unfortunately, it's just busy dad life and work, and this is unfortunately not our full time job. So we we had to take some time, get our shit together, but we're back and we're happy to be here, happy to be talking to y'all. Um, we're still at 76 subscribers, and we're trying to pump that number up, guys. Help us out. We want to make this our full-time gig, and we want to talk football, talk sports with y'all. So make sure you hit the buttons, do all the things. We got Justin, Kingmaker Sports. He's your fantasy guy, man. How are you doing?
Oh man, doing awesome, bro. How dope is that intro music? That gets you
Good.
going. That gets the blood pumping, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, dude, we're trying to put out this content. Dude, how crazy would that be to do just football as your job?
That'd be awesome.
Man, that's the dream right there. That's the dream.
Yep.
But for now, hey, we're doing all our free time just for everybody out there and enjoying every minute of it. Let's get into it, brother.
For sure, man. And we got a lot to unpack. I mean, like I said, the last time we came to you was live from the draft where we reacted to, I think we did rounds 1 through 3. I was there for the first round. Justin was there for the next couple. So, of course, he's the fantasy dynasty guy. So he's all about the draft. He's all about the rooks and the undrafted.
Love those rookies, baby.
So, yeah, if you got questions, hit him up. He's definitely the guy to look at for all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, since then we haven't really been putting out a lot of content, so it's kind of our bad. But yeah, I mean,
I've been living that softball life, man. My daughter, she's on 2 teams, so life's pretty crazy. But we're in all-star season now, so now we're just down to 1 team, and not 3 to 4 games a week. So I'm here for you guys and girls. I'm here.
Yeah, and I'm just like I said, I'm settling into my new job, and it's I've been there for several months now, but it's it's an hour away from where I am, so it's 12-hour days, 2 hours.
Yeah, you're crushing it over there, buddy. You're killing it. You're working hard.
Yeah, and it's like I said, this people don't realize the amount of work that it goes into these pods. Like they think it's just talking in front of a camera, but there's preparation, there's communication between both of us, and sometimes when one's busy, that communication just doesn't happen. And I mean, we got to look at all the stuff, like you said. We got to look at the draft. We got to look at footage. We got to look at all this shit just so we don't sound like a bunch of retards.
Tapped in. You're right, man. Like stay in touch with it. Everything that all of you want to know and want to hear about. Man, me and Jeff got you.
It takes
time in the work, so all you got to do is watch the show.
What we're doing now, this is the easy part.
Yeah. Enjoy everybody. It's our pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Show us how much you enjoy it.
For sure, man. Of course, we're going to talk the draft. I know it's had a lot of time to settle, but now they're practicing, and we've gotten to get our first look at Tyler Warren. These, I can't say his name, JT. I'll just call him JT, not Jonathan Taylor, but the defensive end out of Ohio State. Justin Wally, corner. Jalen Travis. You're really high on DJ Giddens. So there's a lot to unpack from the draft. They've been practicing, so. But Tyler Warren, man, there's a lot of expectations with this guy, and I feel like it was the only decision to make. It was the consensus pick for pretty much every mock drafter, and I know you were high up on what was his name, Malik Starks, but it had to be.
Oh,
it had to
It had to be. I did. You're right. I wanted Malachi Starks so bad. I did, but I get the pick. With a quarterback situation like the Colts have, totally understand the pick. I mean, so a bad quarterback needs a good tight end. Yeah. And that's what they went ahead and did. If Chris Ballard is going to be handcuffed to Anthony Richardson for his job, then he's going to do what's in his best interest right now is to go get Anthony Richardson that security blanket that young quarterbacks and bad quarterbacks need. And he went and got Tyler Warren. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm at peace with it now because I get the move. I do. And I said this before the draft. That would be the only way it makes sense. So I'm good with it.
Yeah. I don't think that there's really any room for complaint with it. I don't know what message that's sending when you go and pick up Daniel Jones, who was the second worst passer rated quarterback in the NFL last year. Anthony Richardson, of course, being the worst rated passer in the league. And, every quarterback needs that security blanket. I know you can make the argument of Jonathan Taylor. But they need a tight end. And Mo Alley-Cox ain't it. Mallory hadn't been it. Ogletree is never on the field.
Yeah.
Johnny Woods, who I was really high on, never on the field. Like, he didn't really have anybody. Granson, Butterfingers himself. Yeah, you can't. He had nobody. And I think Will Mallory can come in, and I'm not calling him Dallas Clark. I'm saying the expectations for this dude.
Oh, we hear the love for Will Mallory. Let's go, my boy Will.
What I meant, Tyler Warren. Will Mallory hasn't done shit either.
Jeff is officially on the hype train.
I'm not on. Oh, hell no. Mallory, he's a blocker. I'm sorry. I got anyway. Tyler Warren has those big shoes to fill because the Colts didn't pick a tight end in the first round since Dallas Clark. So those are big shoes to fill, man. And he's
44.
I think he's got the style to do it. I think he can. Just got to do it.
I mean, he already looks like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince me that this kid was in college last year. Look at him. It looks like me, but with long hair.
Yeah. But hey, man, it's he's got expectations, man. And with where he was picked, I hope he delivers. I really do. And I hope he can get some solid quarterback play behind him, at least decent to
I mean, the good thing is like the quarterbacks don't have to go far to throw Tyler Warren the ball. Now at Penn State, they did scheme him the ball. They did give him actually some deeper routes. Yeah. But I don't think he's going to be asked to do so much like that with the Colts. Yeah, he'll block a little bit because he's a big, strong tight end. I don't want to see him block. I want to see him play that like Tony Gonzalez kind of thing where he blocks a little bit, but he chips mainly and then breaks off and goes and gets a short pass.
Yeah.
Because Tyler Warren, being a big, strong, and fast tight end, let's not get that twisted either. He can make a play with the ball in his hand. So, I mean, Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones or Riley Leonard, I mean, they could see that and capitalize on it, take advantage of it every time. I wouldn't blame them at all. Use that security blanket. Keep you nice and warm at night.
We're gonna make this all. No homo, guys. No, when you go with a tight end, I mean that's screaming that you're trying to give your quarterback all the support that you can. Yeah. And I feel like right at this point, there's really no excuse. Anthony Richardson, at least, the plays that they're showing us on their social medias and stuff like that, he looks focused. I mean, he looks locked in. Like there's not so much of the fucking around that he was doing before, the dancing around, it seems like he's more locked in.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you want to have fun, but at the same time, like, you got to understand, like, this is your last chance, dude. Like, this is it. So,
well, and I think he is taking it a little more seriously, though, because I think he's seeing the writing on the wall. I mean, he went out. He's wearing glasses now, got rid of the braids. I mean, he's looking more professional. Even a guy like Quinn Ewers at Texas did that. He came with the mullet, and he was just acting like a kid. Completely changed the whole look and went out and played better ball. So I'm expecting that from Anthony Richardson. New look, could see better a little bit, I don't know if he's going to rock the glasses or if he's going to do the contacts. I don't know
what. It's going to be the new specs.
I mean, we're going to have the Eric Dickerson specs and Rodrigo Blankenship specs at quarterback.
Respect the specs, baby.
I don't care what he looks like. As long as he's playing better football than he did in the past, I'm okay with it. So, Rich, if this is what you feel like you got to do to give yourself a new makeover and just have a new look, new feel, man, do what you got to do. But let's go ball, buddy. Let's go ball.
Yeah, it's if Daniel Jones trots out there week 1 as a starter, I mean that's it, man. That's game over right there.
People are saying that, and I don't understand it. This still is a regime that drafted Anthony Richardson. So I do not understand. Daniel Jones is going to start. Like, he's not. Ballard and both can say, like, oh, it's going to be even 50-50, whatever. Like, no, because Ballard understands he is tied to Anthony Richardson. So Richardson is going to be the favorite. No matter what they say, Richardson's going to be the favorite. He's going to have to lose a job.
He's got to be. And hopefully he worked well. I know he was supposed to be working with Josh Allen's, quarterback coach or whatever. He was working with his throwing coach. So hopefully he was actually doing that And, because you saw the leaps that obviously that Josh Allen took from year one and how he progressed so far in his career. And it's night and day.
MVP, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully.
Well, and they were both similar types too, Jeff. I mean, they both had really strong arms, not very accurate, and could run. So, I mean, that's not a stretch to say that we're not sitting here saying, everybody here, that we're not saying that Anthony Richardson is going to be Josh Allen. We're not saying that. No. We're just saying it's very similar. Yeah, we can hope all day. Yeah. Maybe this guy's a quarterback whisperer and we don't know about it. But we're just saying these similar types, the coaching might translate and show some signs of what Josh Allen changed from his not great rookie year.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you just reflect on last year, I know that's not something a lot of Colts fans want to do, but they finished 8-9, second in the division. And they had very poor at times to bad quarterback play. Their defense was bottom of the barrel, like 29th overall or something like that. It wasn't pretty. And they had a really bad defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley, who I was never really on board with from the get-go. And I think they had too much talent to be that bad. Yeah. So Titans table for 2 is here. I think they had a lot more talent.
Welcome in.
What's up, man?
Yeah, they did. They did.
And but if you look at it, I mean, if you really look at it, the Colts lost to the Texans by a combined 6 points. So I'm sorry, 5 points. So if they had just scored close, 6 more points, they win the division. So it's like they were one of the worst passer rated quarterbacks and one of the worst defense in the NFL, and they were just a couple of games out of the AFC South.
Yeah,
6 points away. So yeah, a loss is a loss. Doesn't matter how close it was. You can do that all day. I mean, they got blown out by the fucking Giants. There were some games where you could tell that like even the staff was looking ahead of the next game, like thinking that they were just going to be a speed bump, and the Giants showed up and
screwed themselves out of the top pick. Yeah. I mean, they were the laughing stock. I mean, yes, look, show up and compete, whatever. Like, I get it. Yeah. But you had the number 1 pick locked down, and you failed. And every sports outlet, every sports media network was just laughing at the Giants. Like, what are you doing? You lost this, you lost that. Like, you needed a quarterback. You lost Kim Moore. You lost whoever it was going to be. Whatever. That was crazy.
And then you lost to him. It's just, I mean, anyone can beat anyone in the NFL any given time. That's true. Yeah. But there are games that should just be wins, especially with just how bad the Giants were. They didn't have anything. They didn't have anything.
There's a reason why they had the number 1 pick locked up.
Yeah. And then the Colts just completely shit the bed. So it's, they didn't get into the playoffs because it was their own damn fault. But I mean, if you just look at it, like I was saying with the Texans, they lost by 5 total points. So I don't think they're that far off. Like, there's a lot of talent on the Colts defense. There really is. And I'm not just trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I've been very critical.
Well, I mean, but a lot of that's got to do with Chris Ballard going out and seeing the writing on the wall, just like Anthony Richardson, and bringing in quality players on the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, in the offseason, he actually made some moves.
He did some stuff.
Yeah.
Which he usually just sits on his hands.
And he can just bring in like just filler pieces. Like, he brought in two studs, like 2 guys.
Yeah. It's he was earning the name Bargain Bin Ballard. And then he was like, dude, our secondary is booty cheeks. And like the best, like, of course, Kenny Moore is our best corner, but he plays, out of the slot. And beyond that, like, our best corner was Jalen Jones. And I can't even say Juju Brents because he's never on the damn field. And Jalen Jones wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but if you like, Jalen Jones isn't a starting corner on most rosters.
Yeah.
Like, he was good. I mean, it was a solid effort. Like, I'm not saying he was bad. I mean, especially for where he was drafted, he was really good. But he's not a like first string corner.
Right.
And Ballard knew this and realized he probably wasn't going to get a couple of starting corners in the draft. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to go and get this guy. I'm going to go get Ward. And then I'm going to go get the safety behind him. And he might have overpaid, but it's Indy. They're not a big market team, so you got to overpay. Right. So I'm not, but I love the moves. And I'm not saying that this completely fixes the defense, but it's a great step in the right direction. And especially considering they're like 30th or whatever in the NFL in the secondary.
Yeah.
But if you just think about it, if the Colts, because they played a lot of close games last year, and they were bottom of the barrel defense, if they just can get into the mid, like just like top 18, like they probably make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they were just as better.
Yeah. Well, you're right. But so Titans for 2. I don't totally agree with the overpay because it also depends on the franchise and the market. If you're like, you think the Eagles and the Chiefs really have to overpay for free agents? Not really, because people are knocking on doors to try and go to them because they know, hey, there's a chance I could play in a Super Bowl and potentially win a Super Bowl if I go to that team. Now, teams like the Browns, like how the Colts had to do in free agency, how the Jaguars had to do a handful of years back, like a bunch of teams that are struggling and don't really have the LA, New York, Miami, like those fun places to play and be the big markets, right? Like those fun places to be. Yeah, you're gonna overpay in free agency, but man, I think people they'll take a discount to go win.
Mm-hmm. For sure. No, I agree with that, and I like what they're building on the defense. I really like their second round pick, JT. I cannot say. I'm not even going to try his last name.
Some of those Polynesian names are kind of hard to pronounce.
It's craziness
if you're not used to it. Yeah,
but it feels like they're trying to get back that Freeney Mathis feel on that line, and they have two of the best defensive tackles in the league, in Buckner and Grover, and it seems like that's what they're trying to rebuild. And he just kind of built up the secondary behind it too. This defense could be really good. And I know last season I came into it saying, "Oh man, top 5 front 7," and they should have been. But Gus Bradley sucks, and it just
it wasn't because of lack of talent, brother. I can tell you that.
It was definitely a lot of
it was 100% scheme.
Yeah. So hopefully that gets fixed, and then if it does, I think the Colts will be sitting all right. Nobody wants to see another 500 subpar season, and I have planned for this to go over the schedule and kind of mock out what we think the schedule and how it's going to play out and what the win losses are going to be. I think that'll be a fun little activity. The way too early predictions, but it's not all gloom and doom. It was a disappointing season, but I think they've done a lot of the right things this year. I'm still a little confused as to how Ballard kept his job, but it is what it is.
He must have been begging pretty hard to keep that job.
That's the only
way, but this is what we're living in now. So I don't. Hey, we got Ballard for another year. We got Richardson for another year, and the quarterback situation is going to be exciting, to say the least.
And all I'm going to say on that note is stop it with Riley Leonard. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad athlete. He's not starting. We got rid of Ellinger, and this guy is replacing Ellinger. Is at camp arm. He's replacing that quarterback. Why
don't think he's a
practice squad arm?
I'm sorry. You don't draft a camp arm.
I'm sorry. I meant like practice squad. Like that's. Yeah, they might bring him on as a third, but no, he's not.
If he starts a game, it's because like we've really, really been hit hard in the quarterback room. But I'm all jokes about Riley Leonard. I do think he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's a NFL starting quarterback. I've just been joking about that, but I do like Riley Leonard.
Yeah, but yeah, this whole staff is tied to the hip of Anthony Richardson.
Yes.
But yeah.
I mean, possibly even Steichen too. Well, that's yet to be seen. Steichen could actually come out of here with his job still if Ballard leaves, but that's all going to depend on the rest of the offense.
I don't know, man. Because there's so many times that they've looked unprepared, inept. And it's, Anthony Richardson had a lot of downs. But he had some really high ups too. I can't remember who it was against Pittsburgh or somebody where had that 18-play drive to win the game.
Oh yeah, where he looked like what we wanted to be.
Okay, that's how you want a 4th overall pick quarterback to look. Like he had like 3 or 4 drops on that drive, didn't phase him. He came out, still made the plays that needed to be made. Like that's the potential and the talent right there that we've been waiting for. But it was so inconsistent throughout the year. Like if he played like that most of the time, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
This team would have been fantastic. And we got that way few, like he had that one huge bomb against the Texans. It was like, oh my God, that was unbelievable. Yeah. And then he can't hit, a 7-yard pass. So it's just, hopefully this gets cleaned up. And if it does, like I've been, since Phillip Rivers, I've been begging, can we just get a guy that can be like just in the top 18? Like just
Dude,
don't fuck up enough.
I was so excited for Matt Ryan too, because I've always been a Matty Ice fan. Always just a prototypical good passing quarterback. And then he shows up and it's like, who is this person? I mean, I didn't even recognize that guy.
It was like Peyton Manning's last year in Denver, but worse.
But worse.
Like what? You didn't even have a neck fusion surgery. What the hell happened to you?
I don't know what that was about, but I'm glad we learned our lesson on the aging quarterbacks.
Yeah, that was rough.
I don't know. Man, running back. We got a nice little running back.
Yeah.
That they drafted that I kind of like. I don't know.
Steichen.
Where do you feel about DJ Giddens?
Yeah, I like it. Steichen. This is clearly a running team. If you ever game plan and say, yeah, he should pass 40 times, stop. You've done something horribly wrong. This is a running team.
Listen up, Shane Steichen.
Running team. I swear to shit, if Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones or Riley Leonard are passing the ball 50 times in a game, you need to stop and look at yourself. What went wrong? Games for the Colts should be low scoring, and you need to have more time of possession. Yeah. If at any point Anthony Richardson is throwing the ball 35 times, stop. That's not the game plan, buddy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, to be able to have a backup like DJ Giddens and Khalil Herbert, like let's not get to it. Khalil Herbert is still a good backup a backup running back.
Yeah.
To be able to have that kind of depth right now at running back is amazing, because you're going to have such a fresh Jonathan Taylor. You don't need him to make stupid stuff. We can go ahead and just cut Tyler Goodson. After he made that horrible drop, I could care less about Tyler Goodson being on the Colts. He can go to any other team. I don't care. I never want to see him again. But
Evan Hull is probably the afterthought again.
Evan Hull's going to go back to the back of the line.
Yeah.
He was just starting to gain a little momentum, but now we got Khalil Herbert and DJ Giddens ahead.
He's so fast, but he's just
yeah. Okay, so here's some homework for everybody out there. Go check out DJ Giddens stuff from Kansas State. This kid is something special. Like, I'm not saying he's starting NFL, whatever, but if Jonathan Taylor goes down, I don't think we're going to have a lot of issues out of DJ Giddens, other than like your rookie stuff. But like, this kid is shifty, man. Like, he can be good.
Colts will be all right.
We got a smoking deal on DJ Giddens.
Yeah.
Like, he's been on my rookie radar for a couple of years now. So I'll be trying to get him late in rookie drafts.
Yeah, he'll be this can be a really good offense. But again, if you're like fantasy football, you're probably starting, Pittman and Alec Pierce with a lot of caution.
Yeah.
A lot of caution.
I think Tyler Warren is a very confident start just because he is that security blanket. But I agree. I'm with you. Alec Pierce and Pittman are I don't hesitate. Downs is a pretty safe bet, though.
Yeah. They'll be boom or bust. So yeah, just that's my little fantasy advice. Maybe in the draft, kind of stay away from Colts wide receivers outside of, like you said, Downs.
Yeah. So normally, I got a trade offer last week actually. So I have one of my picks in my rookie draft is a 201. So it's the 13th overall rookie pick. And they want me to take Pittman. Normally, if a better quarterback in Indianapolis, I'd smash that accept button real quick. The only problem I'm having is how many targets is Pittman going to get, and quality targets at that, not just targets. Now, somebody like Downs or Tyler Warren, of course, Tyler Warren's not going to be there when I pick in my rookie draft, but somebody like Downs, maybe I can package some picks and go at him, I would trust that. But Pittman for 201, I was a little hesitant on that. But so that if that kind of tells you, like, as a Colts fan, which I try to be unbiased in the rookie stuff, but Pittman, I'm with you, bro. Like that, I'd temper expectations on Pittman this year.
And I'm not saying that Pittman isn't a good receiver, and I don't think he's like a one on a lot of other teams. But, I mean, he's a dog. We've seen him on triple coverage. We've seen him get his helmet punched off while he's still making the catch. Like, we've seen him make some really good catches.
That's a country boy, too. I don't know if people know that. Pittman is a country boy. He ain't no punk.
No. He's a big dude. He can make those contested catches. But he's not like a burner. Like, he's not someone he's very much a possession receiver. He's a move the chains guy. He's very smart in his routes. He knows where he's going. He knows where the sticks are. And of course, Pierce is our burner, and that kind of leads me into like Adonai Mitchell, where it's like I don't know what we're gonna get with this dude. Like I fully expected him to dethrone Alec Pierce as the 2, and I think it seems like he just plummeted down the roster. Like
he struggled his rookie year for sure, but Alec Pierce stepped up huge too.
Big
so
time.
A little bit of both, and I think that made it easier for the coaches, for Reggie Wayne, to say, okay, Alec Pierce is really stepping up, and Adonai Mitchell needs maybe another year. So let's push more Alec Pierce, and Adonai, let's limit you a little bit, and you just watch, because this might be the position I want you to play. Because like let's not be coy here. Pierce may not re-sign with the Colts.
Yeah,
his value is just going up.
Yeah. If he can put up those big plays that he had with as inconsistent a quarterback play as he had. Yeah, his value is skyrocketing right now, and well, I mean, I wouldn't say skyrocketing, but it's up there. Yeah, and I wouldn't even put it out of the Colts' realm of possibility, especially if Adonai does start to step up. We might see a midseason trade. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. If Adonai can fill that role, and we've got a guy in his second year, I would not expect. I would expect them to pull that trigger. Yeah. But yeah, man. They got an offensive tackle. They got Riley Leonard. They got a defensive tackle. These are just depth. It was depth, but I don't hate it. I like the draft. I like the picks that they got. I'm game.
Real quick. Alec Pierce, he's on his last year of his rookie deal. Yeah. So this is going to be like, hey, if they re-sign Alec Pierce, that's probably not going to bode well for Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah,
because Pittman's going to stay. There's no way you don't re-sign Downs. Downs has been nothing but consistent for you, and Pittman is your wide receiver 1. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if Pierce is here next year, brother.
Nah. Like you said, if they do re-sign Pierce, I think the writing's on the wall for Adonai.
Yes.
You might be on special teams, bud.
Yeah. You'll be a good gunner.
Yeah. But yeah, man, do we go into the way too early, or is there something else you wanted to hit on?
No. So with it being rookie minicamp, there's not much news. I mean, other than just the Tyler Warren hype. I think Justin Wally, the cornerback, is looking really good. I think that's somebody that they took early enough to where they think he's going to be a good addition to the. I've seen from him. I like what I saw in college, so I think Wally is going to contribute early and often.
Yeah.
So I think he could be easily a day 1 starter out of camp.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to call it right now. I think Wally's going to be a day 1 starter out of camp.
Who's he dethroning?
Oh man, I mean, one, he's got more draft capital, so that's going to help him a little bit. Okay. Well, okay. Let's go look at.
Let's look at the corners.
Yeah, let's look at the depth.
So I think Ward is the one. Like I don't.
Oh yeah.
He's the one. Kenny Moore's our slot, so we're really just fighting over the 2 spot.
Right.
And I think Jalen Jones played well enough to at least kind of have the nod at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. So I feel like right now it's kind of between him and Juju. Of course, that's if he can be on the damn field.
I think Wally can outplay Jalen Jones for the starting job.
What about Juju? Healthy Julius Brents. Healthy Juju.
I mean, I do. I think Justin Wally can outplay both of those guys and take over the starting job for week 1. I do.
Okay. And in that case, I do like the depth behind him then, because I would feel comfortable with Jalen Jones
Yeah. Well, and that's where me and Isaiah from our Jag show, Third and Teal, we kind of got into it a little bit about that because of look at our depth. And that's the only reason why I stood so firm on that. And I firmly believe that the Colts had the best corners is because of that.
He was arguing the Jags, wasn't he?
Yes, he was saying the Jags were the best.
No, the fuck they don't. I would make the argument the Texans. Like, I would say the Texans have the best corner. Like, starting corners, I would make the Texans argument just because they won the division. I'd say right now they have the best secondary. Yeah. Just on that fact. So the Colts got to prove that they whatever. But if you just – I'll say they're the best – the corner room right now.
The Texans just having Stingley alone boosts them tremendously.
He's so good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bona fide league stud. He's not just a good corner. Like, he's probably the best corner right now.
Yeah. So I think that alone is like you got to say the Texans right now.
I agree with that.
But beyond that, this isn't even being a homer. If I were a homer, I would say, the Colts have the best safety the corner room in the NFL. But I know they don't. But I would say they're probably second.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, you got to take depth into account. They got the fact that they went and got that bona fide starter in Ward, and he's not. Right. He's not fucking old as shit like Vontae Davis was when we got him. Like, I think that historically the Colts secondary has not been good. Like, if you just look back to Peyton Manning's teams, we had Brackett, we had, Bethea and Bob Sanders.
They were good enough.
They were good, but it's at the same time, it was, again, they relied so heavily on Mathis and Freeney to get home. Their secondary still wasn't very good.
Right.
So maybe this is kind of a change finally. Like, maybe we actually do have a good secondary and we actually do have a good front four. And maybe it can finally come together this year. And I will say, like you said, just because of the depth, I would put Colts at 2. And it was never the Titans, so they're last. Doesn't even matter what position group, last. But yeah, I don't know where. Like, I could see Isaiah making an argument that it's the Texans are the best corner, but if he's actually trying to genuinely argue that the Jaguars have the best, no, sorry, bud. And I get his argument because of how bad the Colts defense was last year, but if you just look at it, on paper, it's right now just because of that signing with Ward, Bynum. Kenny Moore is one of the best slot corners in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could really argue it. They just had a really terrible coach.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
what you got?
Well, obviously they came out with the schedule release, and we know the schedule. I know you guys out there know the schedule. We're late on all this shit. We get it. And we apologize. We're going to try to get back at least once a week at this point.
Well, like you said, hey, we're dads, we're workers. We don't do this full time. So
yeah, wish we did. You can help us. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, maybe one day.
At the end of every short, I'm going to put that like, share, subscribe. That's my sound bite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't care about preseason. I mean, I do, but I don't. So the Colts open at home again. And they haven't won, and I don't even want 12 years. What is it now?
Oh, God.
They haven't won on opening day.
The streak is alive, man. It is strong.
Yeah, and they were going to break it against the Texans and tied.
Count. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 12 years or something. That's going to be the graphic all goddamn game long for week 1 for the Colts.
Yeah.
It's something like 11 or 10 or 11. I think that last year we were trying to break it at 10, and they still lost. So I think now we're going on 11 years without a win. It's against the Dolphins, and I want to say they have a solid shot here. Like, I think this year's a really good chance that they break. They're not playing Jacksonville, who seems to be their Achilles heel. They're playing the Dolphins. Like, they're playing concussion Tua. They're playing, not Tua. Yeah.
Well, they have a lot. The Dolphins have a lot of dysfunction on their offense too.
Yeah.
I mean, with Tyreek Hill being such a distraction, I don't know how that's going to bode well. They're going to have to lean heavily if they're wanting to pass the ball. They have to lean very heavily on Jalen Waddle and that running game. So as long as they can maintain the running backs, then they're good. They don't have to worry about Tua running. They don't have to worry about any kind of containment. Get to Tua. I mean, mold that Play-Doh into whatever you want while you're back there. and you can dominate the game. I mean, we definitely have the edge on defense, so we don't have to worry about that. But I'm with you. I think this is a win.
Yeah. So I'm going to go week 1. I'm just have my notepad pulled up. Week 1, dub. So we look ahead. Colts at home still against the Broncos.
There we go.
Damn fly. And this is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could go either way.
I mean, the Broncos have a very good head coach in Sean Payton. Yeah. Bo Nix looked pretty good towards the end of the year last year, where he was coming into his own. This is going to be interesting because they have a lot of new faces, a lot of developing faces. I think this is going to be a very interesting offense for them, to say the least. But I can still see a reality where the Colts come out on top on this one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a win on it. I mean, I think it'll be a really good game, but just. Yeah, I'm going to go with the win. I don't really have any reasoning. Colts at Titans win.
That's open the season 3 now. Like I'm sorry guys. I don't think I'm sorry Todd on the table for 2, but I don't see this being a challenge at all.
Are the Titans ever a challenge?
It's never the Titans.
It's never the Titans. Week 4, they travel to the Rams.
I'm going to give this one to the Rams.
Same. I'm thinking the same. So through 4 weeks, we're looking 3-1. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty optimistic. The Colts get a home game against the Raiders.
Very interesting. New head coach. New shiny new toy at running back, Ashton Genty. Mm-hmm. They don't have, they don't really have a lot of other serious weapons outside of that.
Tight end.
Well, Brock Bowers. You're right. And I like Michael Mayer too. Like they're not using him right. I wouldn't be upset if Michael Mayer came into Colts and was our tight end too. Man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say that the Colts take this one, just on sheer depth and talent at each position.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that as well. Colts go home against the Cardinals.
The Cardinals can't figure out what they're doing with the super talented Marvin Harrison Jr.
Send him to Indy.
Send the royalty legacy player home, dude.
I don't know what you're doing. You got a 4-foot guy at quarterback. You don't know what the fuck you're doing over there. I mean, you can make the same argument for us, but whatever.
Yeah,
at least he's not 4 feet tall.
The Cardinals. And that's a home game too. So, Kyler Murray is so tricky because he can make things happen. Trey McBride is very good. Mm-hmm. James Conner can break his whole body on accident at any given time. Man, dude, I hate to sound like a homer here, but I think the Colts can pull that one off too.
I'm gonna go with what you were saying at first, just because of how, because Kyler Murray can run. He's sneaky. I think I'm gonna go Cardinals on this one.
Okay, that's fair.
And I don't want to, but yeah.
The Kyler Murray thing is crazy. Like he could easily run in for 3 touchdowns if you're not watching out.
And then the Colts travel to the Chargers.
So their question mark for me is at receiver outside of McConkey. So the Chargers, they have Najee Harris, and they just drafted Amarion Hampton. So they're going to try and feature the run game. But I like Justin Herbert a lot.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough one. Quentin Johnston still hasn't really become what he should be. Man, this is a tough one. But for some reason, man, I do want to lean Chargers on this one, though. I don't think this is an easy call for me.
Yeah, the fact that it is a road game against him, Yeah. I'm leaning towards loss on this one.
But that's okay because look who they have next.
Then they draw the Titans, so win. Yeah, we're gonna say
this is where we put the Jameson Winston eating the W clip in the middle of this.
And then we draw November 2nd. Colts at Steelers.
Oh yeah. Who's their quarterback?
Who is their quarterback?
So it was supposed to be. They had Russell Wilson last year.
Is he going to be Rodgers? Mason Rudolph.
They had Justin Fields last year. Oh wait, he's not there anymore.
Will Howard and Mason Rudolph.
It was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers, but wait, that hadn't happened yet, and probably not going to happen anytime soon. Oh wait, they drafted Will Howard. He was okay in college, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, win.
So what they do? They brought Mason Rudolph back, the Helmet King, and then they trade away George Pickens. Don't have to worry about that. So you had an awesome duo with George Pickens and DK Metcalf that you got from Seattle. Now you just have DK Metcalf. You got Caleb Johnson. I mean, who's a good running back, but I like Pat Freiermuth and everything at tight end, but I don't see how the Steelers can put points on the board. They have a worse quarterback situation than we do, and that says something.
Yeah.
So I think Colts take Steelers.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. And then they get the Colts come back home against the Falcons.
Yep.
Let's say win on that.
And that's an early Sunday game too. That's Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
On NFL Network.
Mm-hmm.
They're both. It's not a far travel, so it should be good. Falcons. That's a tough one. Falcons are loaded. Falcons have more talent on their offense than we do, but our defense is a little better, or could be better. Man, please don't get mad at me, but I think the Falcons win this game. The only thing is week 10, Anthony Richardson could be settled in, doing well, or Daniel Jones is finally taking over, and Daniel Jones is just saying F it and just throwing deep to everybody and has 3 long bomb touchdowns. This one could go either way for me. I mean, I like Michael Penix. I think Michael Penix Jr. is really good. Of course, I got Bijan. Yeah. I like Bijan over Jonathan Taylor. Hate me later, whatever. I don't care. Our tight end's better than theirs, but Kyle Pitts is still very talented. I like Drake London. They got Drake London, Darnell Mooney. I like our receivers better, even though I do like Drake London. Man, this is a tough one. I guess I got to go bias on this and go Colts, but I could see where the Falcons could take this one.
Yeah, it's just I feel like because the bye week is kind of late in the season, and I'm going to go loss because it's 10 weeks of football. It is a good Falcons team. I'm gonna say loss on it.
Yeah. But even with the loss, though, you got the bye week right after that. So that's not bad. That's going to help the guys. And week 11 is a nice spot to have the bye week, too.
So week 12, they come back from their bye, and it's in Arrowhead. They draw the Chiefs out of their bye. I will say the Colts have always had the Chiefs' number.
Yeah.
I think just with that, I mean, everyone's going to be picking the Chiefs unless if Patrick Mahomes is hurt or some shit in week 12.
Yeah.
But the Colts always have their number. I think I'm.
It is weird how we always play the Chiefs very well. I don't understand that.
I'm going to say win here just because of that. That's my vote.
I'm going to go Chiefs on this one, but I do understand where you're coming from. It is weird how we can't always play the Chiefs very well. It doesn't make sense.
Week 13.
And here we go.
Texans travel to Indianapolis.
So this is going to depend on CJ Stroud. I think this all comes down to CJ Stroud because we saw last year, we saw CJ's rookie year. When he's on, the whole team's on. We saw last year when CJ's off, the whole team's off. Even though, I get it. Look, they made playoffs, all that stuff like that. Whatever. I get that. But they were not the same team last year that they were in CJ's rookie year.
Yeah.
It's like when the league, because CJ is the face of that franchise. When he's off, everybody else feels it, and it kills the vibe. This is going to come down to CJ Stroud, I think. This is a tough one. Are you waiting on me to go first? I'll answer. I'll answer.
Yeah, go.
So I think the Texans come into Lucas Oil Stadium, and man, this is a tough one. I got to give it to the Texans.
Yeah. And I'll agree. And when we get to week 18,
that could be a different story.
That's what I'm looking at. So week 14, the Colts travel to Duval. I think they finally get the monkey off the back.
And cue creepy Liam Cohen Duval right here.
Duval. His face isn't symmetrical. I'm going to go on like a whole different tangent here. His face looks like it was some shit built in Minecraft that just didn't really assemble together.
His beady eyes just creep. It's like, dude, you're not allowed near elementary schools, are you?
Or Chuck E. Cheese.
Or Chuck E. Cheese. Stranger danger.
I'm going to say win. I'm going to say that the Colts finally get that Duval County monkey off the back, and they finally win in Jacksonville. It's got to happen at some point, right? Like it's got at some point, it's got to happen.
Yeah. If Chris Ballard is at this point, Chris Ballard is probably feeling the heat. So he's going to talk to his head coach and say, hey, you need to just go out there and ball, call plays, don't be scared, get this win.
Yeah.
Because you got to do some things you've never done before. And Chris Ballard has not won in Jacksonville.
Mm-mm. And, okay, I'm just going to say the Titans, y'all might win 5 games this year. Like, just settle in.
Well, good thing is they don't need a quarterback, so they don't need a top 3 or 4 pick, so they're good.
They're still going to be close fighting for it, but they don't need it.
So we go into Jacksonville, and we finally get that.
I'm going to say they get the monkey off their back this year. They get the monkey off the back
this year.
All right, week 15.
I think this one's going to be kind of an easy win in my eyes. This isn't the same Seahawks team. Yeah, this isn't the same Seahawks team, though.
They're in like a full-blown, not full-blown, but they're
the fact that they traded away Metcalf, though, I think spoke a lot of volume.
Yeah.
So they're going to run the ball heavy, though. They have 2 really good running backs. Well, okay, I like them. Some people may not like them, but Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to run the ball heavy, but our defense especially our front, is looking really good. So I think this is going to be a win for the Colts at Lumen Field in Seattle.
And then I'm going to put week 16 as a loss. 49ers come in to Indianapolis in prime time. And
I think
Colts
they beat the brakes off of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's they're so good.
Yeah. They just paid Brock Purdy over $200 million.
Yeah. And I want to say that the Colts are going to win in prime time because I think it's their only primetime game to be determined week 18. And it's not like they can't flex any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But their primetime game, I want to say that the Colts are going to win. I don't think so.
But Jeff and I live in the real world, and we understand the 49ers come in and beat the brakes off the Colts.
Yeah.
Because their offensive
just keep it close.
Coaching
Just
is
keep
way
it
better.
close. Just keep it close.
Yeah, we want it to at least be close, but I don't think it will be. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a good game.
Yeah.
IU, I mean, they're going to look good, man. But at least good thing is we get a bye week in 17 by way of
Jacksonville traveling into Indianapolis.
Oh man, I hope you're watching this, buddy.
He's not.
It's all love, bro.
We
get a win.
I think,
in Indianapolis, but
I think the Colts split with Jacksonville. I think they finally get the monkey off the back in Duval, and Jacksonville is out to get a little bit of payback. I'm saying the Colts drop a lot of home games.
You think so? I think they sweep the Titans and the Jags, but the Texans.
Well, I already give them an L.
The biggest thing there. But week 18, I think that's going to be a battle, because I think at this point the Colts and the Texans are going to be fighting for the AFC South title, which is probably why they have week 18 to be determined.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the NFL script that everybody likes to talk about, that they're exposing a little bit. But I think
so in all hopes that you, me, Mike from, of course, that Real Texas Team podcast, Curtis, the final boss, they're going to be doing their kind of anniversary run, not anniversary, honeymoon run, I guess.
Yeah.
And the hope is that we're all together week 18. Maybe we can catch this football game together. And hopefully it will be for the division, because that'll be fun. That'll be a fun time if that's the case. And
bro, that's going to be a heck of a day. Like all four of us at the game, division title on the line. Even better, how much would that be crazy if it's like not just division title, but playoffs on the line?
Yeah.
Like you got to win to get in. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I did say that the Texans would win in Indianapolis, and with that I say that they are going to split and Colts win week 18.
Okay.
That's why I'm going with it.
Hey, I'm down with that. A rally, and a rally in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. Boy, I'll be flexing this jersey, talking all that noise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be as nice as I was last year at the game. You and I were nice to people at the game last year. Mm-hmm. If the Colts win and to take the AFC South, I'm not being nice. They're probably going to want to fight me. And I'm going to record it all. I'm going to be walking around with my phone. Yeah. That way, hey, content, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they get that dub week 18.
Hey, I'm down with it. I love the confidence.
All right, so let's total this up. We went. You had 1, 2. Let's just say 1 loss, 2 loss, 3, 4, 5. So you're saying 12-5 Colts.
Yeah, I can see that. Pretty optimistic schedule.
I mean, the schedule isn't that tough considering. And I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I put 10-7. I think that's about right.
I mean, that's close. I mean, it's only 2-game difference, so that's not bad.
So just short material. Justin is saying here that they're going 12-5, and I'm saying that the Colts finish 10-7.
Heck yeah.
So hopefully I can put together a nice little short where it kind of pieces together our conversation about each game. That'll take some damn editing right there.
You'll put your skills to the test there.
It'll probably just be the final record. I'm too lazy for that shit. Shit. So, do you have anything else? At 11 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I don't really have anything else. I'm good. I think we've hit just about everything right now. There's not really much news in Colts country.
Yeah, just wrapping up until we finally get into the preseason, which we're very much looking forward to. The season's started, and football is right around the corner.
Yep.
I think, what is it? August? When is the first preseason game?
Usually it's around August, yeah.
So our first, August 7th is the first preseason game for the Colts. Obviously, I mean, they take on the Ravens. Might be a fun preseason game.
So in about 2 months, 2 months, we'll have NFL football back on TV.
2, 3, 2.5, somewhere in there months.
Not to mention all the training camp stuff, and then you'll have OTAs, and so there's some stuff coming up
for sure. So we're barreling. This year's going by so fast. So football season will be here. We'll be watching football on Sundays before you know it, and I'm looking so forward to it. We'll be with you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe so you don't miss any content. Help us out.
Yeah.
Help us out. We're trying to right now. Duval, the Third and Teal. They've had a few shorts. I mean, they have the edge. They go to training camps. We can't do that with the Colts. We're both in Houston, and we don't get that footage, man. And their shorts are going off. And right now they're close to 400 subscribers. So
we're down here behind enemy lines.
Yes,
for all you blue bloods out there.
How are we letting a Jacksonville Jaguar podcast beat us out? I mean, come on, hit the button.
Hey, let's rally, Colts country. Come on, we got to beat those Jaguars fans.
Yeah. At least pump us up to 100. But look, that's 24.
Those bragging rights.
I just want 24 subscribers. So help us out. We really appreciate it. Over to Kingmaker Sports _DFF. Help him out as well. Share the love. This AFC South show. We're going to be ramping up on that one as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you next time. Y'all be good people.
Later.
And always go Colts, bleed blue, baby.